Alright, so now I'm going to walk you through exporting a still image. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is go over to Current Cuts and go over to Sources and open that up. And I'm going to move my AMA bin. So I'm going to make a new folder. Just right click inside the project window, go to New Folder, and name it 10 underscore AMA. And I'm going to drop the AMA bin in there. So all my AMA clips will be in that folder. So now I'm going to go over to B-roll. I'm going to open the B-roll bin. I'm going to open one of these B-roll clips. So if you want to export a still image using one of your clips, you want to mark an in and an out. So you do that by pressing the I key, that's mark in, and you press the O key, that's mark out on your keyboard. So hit I and then O, and now you've marked an in and an out. You can see up here in the center, that's you can see I have one frame right there in the source monitor. And so then you right click in the source monitor and go to export. And yeah, I'm going to export to the desktop. And so you just have to choose the right settings here. So instead of choosing output, I'm going to go to untitled and then click on options. And I'm going to, instead of AAF, I'm going to change it to graphic. And I want use marks and use selected tracks turned on. I'm going to deselect include inactive audio tracks because that doesn't apply here. So when you have use marks and use selected tracks turned on, that means Avid is going to export all of the video tracks. Since this is a graphic, it'll export all the video tracks you have turned on because I've got use selected tracks turned on. So when you look to the bottom left here in the timeline, you can see I only have one video track and it's turned on. So when you do this, you want to choose which video tracks you want to have on. Usually you want all of them on. So that's correct. And so I'm going to choose, instead of picked, I'm going to click on that menu and go to JPEG. And then you can click on format options. And I'm going to raise the quality to 100 and click OK. I'm going to click on keep as legal range. That's really Rec 709. Scale from legal to full range is really RGB. So I've got keep as legal range selected. And so I'm only going to export one frame. So if I were to select, if I had marked an in and an out with more than one frame, you can select sequential files and Avid will export each frame as a sequential file. But I'm not going to do that because this is one frame only. So now that I've got all my settings correct, yeah, I want it to be 1920 by 1080. And you could change that if you wanted to. Just click on the hamburger menu to the left here, and you can choose all these different frame sizes, or you can type in your own frame size. Just click inside the box. If I wanted it to be 1280 by 720, I could type that in. I want it to be 1920 by 1080, 16 by 9. So now I've got all the settings I want. I'm going to save it as. I'm going to click on Save As, and I'm going to name it JPEG, and click OK. And now I've got the export setting JPEG, and I'm going to click on the desktop, and now you just hit save, and Avid will export the still image to the desktop, and that's it.